Hey, Buff Nation, voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson here. Coming up this week at the Buffalo Stampede, coming off a bye week for football, we're talking a lot of basketball. Head coach J.R. Payne and head coach Tad Boyle look ahead to their upcoming seasons. And both volleyball and soccer coming up big weekends. We've got Jesse Mahoney and Danny Sanchez on the show. That's all this week on the Buffalo Stampede.
Let's have some fun today. Let's fly around, and most importantly, guys, the fun is in the competition. Yeah! The fun is in the competition. Hey, 5 up downs on the line right here. We're gonna compete today in multiple different ways. One. Get there, run. Finish above the defense. DI. The standard's the standard. On the horn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See your coaches.
There's interim head football coach Mike Sanford, mic'd up at a recent practice. Buffalo's coming off a bye week. They've got a game this week hosting Cal at Folsom Field. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Buffalo Stampede. Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson, Tad Boyle. We don't ever mic him up. Why don't we mic you up?
I don't know. I don't have anything fun to say. It's better to mic up my assistants.
Yeah, I find that hard to believe. When you have it mic'd up out there, are you cognizant of it?
Not always. No, I mean, maybe at the beginning, but then as the game goes on or practice goes on, you forget. And just got to make sure somebody's got the beep on the on the button.
Yeah, that's what he hears from his mom and his wife afterward.
That's right.
All right, about a week and a half, 2 weeks into practice. Give us a little temperature gauge.
I like this team. Fun guys to coach, fun to be around, great energy. We've had as many energetic practices, in the first week and a half as we've had since we've been here. So, really like the makeup of this team. We're not quite as deep on the front line as we've been in maybe years past, but a lot of pieces that we just got to kind of put a jigsaw puzzle together and figure out how to win games this year.
I was talking with KJ Simpson the other day at Media Day event, and I asked him kind of about the squad, and he said it's kind of the same thing you did. Maybe not as deep up front, but he said, I think we're faster and quicker.
We are. We're faster, we're quicker. I think we get a chance to be a really good shooting team. We got multiple guys that can make threes and stretch the defense, and Tristan Da Silva, I think, is going to have a breakout year. With Jabari leaving to go to the NBA, he's a guy that's going to be playing heavy minutes. KJ's going to get a lot of guys that have to step up into new roles this year, but they're fully capable. There's no doubt. And we're going to need some of our new guys that we signed to step in and give us minutes as well.
You talk about Tristan. I'm an enormous Tristan fan. I think he's such a skilled player, and maybe, deferred last year to Jabari. Do you encourage that in? Do you have a conversation with him about that?
Absolutely, yeah. We want him to be more aggressive. Doesn't mean he has to shoot it every time, but he can be a great facilitator in our offense because he's a great passer. He's got a good feel for the game. He's smart. He can play multiple positions. Tristan's going to be a real key to this year's team.
So as the Buffs get ready for the upcoming season, by the way, they tip it off November 7th against UC Riverside. Recently, they got together with some former military guys for a thing called The Program. Presented by Coors Light. Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment made to chill. Celebrate responsibly.
A Warrior is going to view this liquid as a challenge, attack, and start figuring out ways to overcome adversity. That's it. The sooner you start focusing on the Warrior to your left and the Warrior to your right, the sooner you stop focusing on the 13-foot bottom of that pool. We need to start developing an attack mindset, and we need to make sure that we're getting it done like the Warriors. Either I gave it everything I had, I attacked at 100% and have zero regrets, or could have pushed a little harder, dug a little deeper.
Push off, great water.
Time stops for no one. We need to make sure we're taking advantage of the opportunities that are in front of us, and we're attacking everything we do. We're here to see you attack. We want to see you grow as a team, as an organization. We need to make sure that we're getting comfortable, setting the example, holding our teammates accountable, demanding from them, communicating the things that we picked up that we know we need to improve upon, and then trusting that our teammates are going to help us do that.
Hey, family on 3. 1, 2, 3, family.
Some great leadership skills there being learned by the Colorado Buffaloes. You know, I saw the players. I didn't see you taking part out there physically.
Yeah, well, I was going to get in the pool, but I decided not to. No, the coaches actually, we are pretty silent. I stepped in one time in the day and a half that they were here and said a few words, but really it's their show. We're there to kind of take notes, observe, and watch. But players got a lot out of it. Really, the impetus behind that was the fact that we need to have leadership this year. Obviously, we're losing Evan Batty, a guy that's been very important to us in years past. And so through shared adversity, you find out who really wants to open their mouth and be a great teammate and help get the mission accomplished. And that's really what the military is all about. It's about accomplishing the mission. Guess what? That's what sports teams are about, accomplishing the mission, which for us is winning basketball games.
Right. Yeah, awful impressive stuff. Hey, KJ Simpson, there's a young guy that comes in here with a great deal of hoopla, if you will, coming into this program. Last year he had a chance to play, to get his feet wet. You expect a lot out of him this year, don't you?
We really do. Yeah, he's going to be an important piece, much like we talked about Tristan. KJ is a guy who's explosive, he's dynamic, he is an aggressive basketball player, both offensively and defensively, and he's going to have a breakout year as well. The biggest thing we've talked about with KJ is with the ball in his hands, he's just got to limit his turnovers because he had a propensity to turn the ball over a little bit last year. He's going to have some because he's so aggressive with it, but just needs to make smarter decisions, and when he does that and he figures that out, he's going to be an all Pac-12 level player.
One thing we know about the Buffaloes, they're going to defend a rebound. Okay, you lose the leading rebounder in the Pac-12.
Yes.
Where does that? Who picks that ball up?
Well, a little bit by committee. I mean, we'll see. I mean, we're charting it in practice every day. We just had a scrimmage the other day in practice. Lawson Lovering led us in rebounding, and so I think he can get rebounds. We know Tristan can up his game. Our guards, KJ, Julian Hammond, Neek Clifford, you name it, Luke O'Brien. We got a bunch of guys that need to up their game on the rebounding, but there's not one guy I think that's going to do it alone.
Boy, it's going to be here before we know it. Too soon for this guy, I can guarantee you that. He needs some more practice, some more work on this young team. November 7th, UC Riverside, and then an exhibition game, by the way, October 30th against the Nebraska Cornhuskers. Head coach Tad Boyle. Coming up next, we're talking volleyball. Head coach Jesse Mahoney joins us here in the Stampede.
Match point for Colorado, and the Bears thought they had one. They did not. The Buffaloes win it. A clean sweep, 25-22. Big win.
Well, there's the game winner versus the Cal Golden Bears. Back in the Buffalo Stampede. Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Talked a little volleyball with head coach Jesse Mahoney. Got the Bay Area schools coming in. Pretty good match against number 8 Stanford, then beat Cal. Let's go back to that Stanford match. Give us your thought or two on that one.
Really good match. I mean, Stanford's obviously, the class of our league, and we really felt like we were in it. Those are matches that we feel like we can beat anyone at home. We were definitely there. Wanted to push it to 5, couldn't quite make that happen, but then rebounded well against Cal.
Is there a sense of with a match against like Stanford, a premier team, that it's a measuring stick, or is it a teaching tool for you afterward? How do you do that?
I mean, I think a little bit. I mean, we feel like we can compete with anyone in the country. Stanford's obviously one of the best teams in the country, so it's an opportunity for us, right? It's an opportunity to, like you said, measure ourselves a little bit, and then also, those are matches, like I said, we feel like we have an opportunity in.
I've always had coaches tell me, and there was one years ago that you say, after a big match like that, he goes, I want to gauge my team and how they digest it. Are they angry? Are they upset, disappointed in themselves? Do you do the same thing?
I think a little bit. I think, my concern was we invested so much in that match on Friday, and then we have to turn around and play a dangerous team, even though Cal hadn't had a lot of success.
Sure.
Still a dangerous Pac-12 team on Sunday, and can we respond and still play how we can play.
So the Buffs did respond. They sweep the Golden Bears. Comment or two about that match?
Again, good match. We hit for really high numbers. I think we got a little sluggish after we beat them in the first set, but still we're in control of the match the whole time, and we're happy to be 4-2 in conference right now.
Yeah, Buffalo's played very well, in fact, in that match against the Cal Golden Bears. Afterward, we heard from Maya Tabron and Megan Hart.
I would say just swinging high and covering. I think that it builds like the confidence in us when we know that our defense is behind us, and even if we don't take the best swing, then they're going to cover it. We're going to get another chance at that play. Kind of having that confidence in them, they kind of put that confidence in me to just keep swinging high and keep swinging hard.
I mean, I want to give a shout out obviously to our passers, putting up great balls, and Taylor setting us in great situations. But I think I just really try to focus on connecting better with Taylor. I think these past few games I kind of struggled there, but I was really focusing on just doing my job. Just going up, swinging tall, swinging aggressive, and this season so far has been great. We've obviously started off really strong. I think in past seasons we've started off strong in preseason, and then we kind of go down a little bit when our conference play starts. But I'm really proud of how we responded this year. I know we have a lot of veterans, and we just came into this year thinking we can be the best, we can win the Pac-12. We just have to have that mentality and that aggression.
There's Maya and Megan after the Buffs sweep Cal in volleyball. We continue with head coach Jesse Mahoney. Well, what is this team, as you sit here right now at this point in the season, you're relatively deep, what do you feel good about what this team is doing, and where do you need to improve?
Well, we can always improve everywhere. Yeah. That being said, blocking, we've been really good. We've been really consistent throughout the season. There haven't been a lot of highs, a lot of lows. That comes from having so many upperclassmen on our roster. We really spread the wealth. There's not one player that does it for us. Flip side of that is there's not one player that does it for us. I think we all have to be good in order for us to compete at a high level, which we put it together quite often.
Megan and Maya, frequently when we're chatting, we talk about them. They've been relatively consistent, haven't they?
Yeah, if there were two players, those would be them. I mean, Megan's still leading the country or close to it in efficiency, attack efficiency, and Maya just really does everything for us. And those two players, again, showing a lot of leadership. So, they've had a great season so far.
Buffaloes continue at home now. You've got the Washington schools coming in. Give us a comment or two about that.
Yeah, I mean, they're both, I believe, tied for first in the conference. Washington State on Friday, Washington on Sunday. Both top 25 level teams. They're going to be tough. They present a physical challenge, and they're battle tested. They played the top end of the conference already, so it's going to be a good match for us.
It's just never a week off, is it, in this league? Right?
No, there's no off days here in this league.
Yeah, I can tell you. You feel right now you're playing at a level where you're an NCAA tournament team?
Absolutely. Yeah, no doubt about that. I feel like we've won matches against teams that are going to be in the tournament. We're set up pretty well in the RPI, and we're playing really well. We're excited.
All right, we've got the Washington schools coming to town to take on the Buffs right here at the event center this weekend. Head coach Jesse Mahoney. Coming up next, we're talking women's basketball. Season just around the corner. We'll connect with J.R. Payne. There was the Buffs last season. Some great highlights of the Colorado women's basketball team. Went on to the NCAA tournament, back into Stampede. Voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson, head coach J.R. Payne. You just missed it. She's kicked my tail in a free throw shooting contest here in the weight room. It was not even close. All right, you're a couple weeks into practice right now. Give us the temperature of what you think so far.
Yeah, we feel pretty good. Yeah. I think coming off last year's great season, we felt great about where we were. We also had this sort of taste left in our mouth that we still didn't finish the way we wanted to.
Sure.
So we've had a great summer of training, great summer of, recruiting. We have new players. We have a lot of veterans. We feel good about where we are.
I would think a year like last year, that's part of that mental building process for a team, isn't it? Okay, we got to this level. Now we take the next step,
Now what's
right?
next? Yes, always what's next. Right. Even day to day where I told the players the other day, we can't stay in the same place too long. So we have a great practice, great. What's next? Tomorrow needs to be even better. Next day, even better. So we're kind of in that mindset of just continually striving to figure out how we can be better each day.
Did you sense the hunger in that team? That we got a taste, now we want more?
Yes, definitely. And I think graduating a couple of really, really important pieces has the veterans that are back with an even hungrier taste to kind of prove we can do this even more than we did the year before.
Yeah, we just talked to Tad. We talk about losing leadership and a guy like Emma Batty. You've got the same situation there.
Yeah.
You don't replace those people, right?
Yeah, and I always think when you graduate really great players or great leaders, there's not one single person that's going to replace them. You can't just ask one kid to step in and fill that, but have more so a team effort. And so we've really been relying on a multitude of players within our program to have that leadership.
Yeah. Is that something you have to encourage, or does it happen, innately?
Yeah, I don't know. I think some players are naturally leaders. They're naturally louder, more vocal kids. Some that end up being your best leaders are not naturally wired that way.
Yeah.
You know, so we've been really encouraging our 2 point guards who are really good players, all conference type people, but they're naturally quiet. So we're trying to get them more vocal.
I want to talk more about those point guards in just a moment. You know, one of the great things coaches get to do every once in a while is award a scholarship, and JR just did to Sophie Gerber. Powered by Ford, cars, trucks, and SUVs built for America, built Ford proud.
It's a great day to be a Buff.
And as Sophie has taught us, ever since Sophie got here, she has taught us that every day is a great day to be a Buff. But today is especially a great day to be a Buff for Sophie Gerber because she has earned a full scholarship.
Yeah, that's always one of the coolest events in sports for a coach, and that's got to be fun.
It is the best, yeah, especially when you can give it to someone who truly, truly has earned it and deserves it. And Sophie embodies everything that's great about college athletics. She works hard, she's a great teammate, she's a good person, and it was really fun.
Is that something, so it's totally surprise to the athlete. Do you call and talk to mom and dad and say, hey,
We
by the
did
way?
not, no.
Okay.
We were afraid because she's very close with her family. We were afraid somehow it would get leaked out.
Spill the beans.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so we kept for about 5 days. How we got to do this? How are we going to do it?
Right.
Tried to come up with sort of a creative way to do it, and it was really fun.
And you can always tell, you know, what kind of individual you're dealing with, the way the teammates react. They explode.
Yeah,
right?
and that's the best part. I mean, the best part is the scholarship. The next best part is how our teammates respond.
Yeah. All right. What are you working on right now? You got a few weeks to get the season underway. What is JR Payne focused on?
Oh, God. What aren't we working on right now? We're working on offense, defense. We're not rebounding. We got to take care of the ball. Just lots of different things. But, you know, we have a plan for our preseason as coaches, you know, Toriano defensively, myself offensively, of what do we need to get in, you know. And so today, actually, in a meeting this morning, we went through what don't we have in yet. Zone offense, press defense, you know, just different things. So we're trying to focus on getting better every day, but also making sure that the things are input that need to be.
We mentioned the point guard position. You got a couple of pretty good ones, right?
Yeah.
A lot of responsibility for those two.
Yes, and we're putting a lot on them. You know, we're asking them to do things that are uncomfortable. We're asking them to lead. We're asking them to be more vocal. We're asking them to sort of be all things to all people. You know, they're mentors for our younger players. They need to look to score. They've got to lead us defensively. There's a lot we're putting on them, but they're capable.
Well, and the Buffs, of course, playing the Pac-12. It's the best women's college basketball, you know, league in the country. How do you feel about your non-conference slate?
Yeah, it's great. We actually finally get to announce it tomorrow. We've been waiting on contracts for months, it seems like. But we have a great lot of road games, which we don't typically love to do in the preseason, but I think it prepares our team for what is a challenging Pac-12 schedule, so it's going to be great.
You see what we just did there? That's a tease right there. Keep an eye on all the social media channels here at the University of Colorado. Hey, good luck this season.
Thank you.
JR Payne, head coach for the CU women's basketball team. Coming up next, we're talking soccer. We're going to hook up with Danny Sanchez.
Kicks a one, and that is gone! Savannah Coleman. James and Coleman to the right. A nice pass to Shira James. An opportunity and a goal! The dynamic duo for the black and gold strikes again. And the shot and a score! Are you kidding me? What a score by Kaylee Webb!
Well, there's all 3 goals as the Colorado Buffaloes take care of Oregon State in soccer. Back in the Buffalo Stampede, voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson, head coach Danny Sanchez. Nice one. You had the 2 Oregon schools this weekend. Nice match against the Beavers.
Yeah, you know, we started great. It scored 3 really good goals from the run of play. Probably some of our best goals we scored all year. We decided to make it interesting for the supporters that came out on a Thursday afternoon. So we let Oregon State back into a 3-2, but killed the game off like we needed to. And it was good to get back in the win column.
You know, you don't have to do that for the fans. They just enjoy the W. Well,
they're already there. They're already paid, so I guess it doesn't really matter, does it? But yeah, no, it was a good performance. You know, 3 good goals. Kaylee, Shira, and Savannah Coleman, so it was a good result for us, and kind of built us momentum as we head to Oregon on Sunday.
You know, generally, I think it's safe to say, and correct me if I'm wrong, this has been a pretty good offensive team all season long. Correct? You feel good about it?
Yeah, we have options. You know, we have different. It's not just one player. Like last year, it was kind of either Shira and or Sinead, and that was kind of it. This year with Savannah and Kaylee and Emerson, and like I said, Shira as well, and then Juliana in the midfield and Jenny. We have a lot of options. So. It was good because we needed all 3 goals.
Yeah. You know, I think for folks sometimes they watch the show, maybe don't understand. In basketball, there's good ball movement.
Yeah.
It's a good offensive team.
Yeah.
What makes a good offensive soccer
It's
team?
not much different, you know.
Really?
You're not going to score every other possession, but the thing I liked about Thursday was they were all from the run of play. They were all good combinations, good passes, good movement. Juliana with assist, Jenny with assist, Savannah with assist, and the goal. So it was really a kind of collective. But if you have good movement, I think in any sport, you're going to give yourself a chance.
Yeah, without question. The way this team has improved this season, has there been a good trajectory for you?
Well, we had to get wins this weekend. We had a rough weekend last week in Washington. We got 1 draw out of it, but we didn't play well against Washington on the Sunday, so it was important to get back home and get results.
So the Buffaloes get the 3-2 win over the Oregon State Beavers, and afterward we heard from Savannah Coleman.
Yeah, Jenny played me a nice through ball. I usually might have taken an extra touch where the ball was at, but for some reason I thought I could hit it 1 touch back to net, and that's what happened, so I was happy to be able to put it away. My mindset was definitely to win, and in order to help do that, I need to be taking shots, I need to be putting the ball in the back of the net, and so I think after I put 1 away, I was able to gain some confidence and take some more shots, and yeah, gotta shoot to score, so that's what I was trying to do. I was super happy to set up Shira with her coming into the game today. I value assists just as much as a goal, so to get Shira on the board was awesome, keep her goal count going up, and just get us our 2nd goal of the game to have that more of a cushion in the game. We need to play more of our style today like we did today. We were able to have the ball more at our feet today and connect with each other. It wasn't so frantic, we had more time on the ball, we were passing with each other, and it was more of a team effort, and so in order to get another win on Sunday, we're going to have to connect with each other and keep playing together.
Well, there's Savannah Coleman after the Buffaloes 3-2 win over the Oregon State Beavers. We continue with Danny Sanchez. Then it was on to Sunday, a 1-0 victory over Oregon. Yeah, the crowd was huge, and you got Ralphie to run on that one.
We'd like to think that they came to see us, but
Probably
I think
not.
of the over 1,500 there, it's probably 1,000 who came to see Ralphie. But no, it was a great atmosphere. Like I said, huge crowd, top 20 all time at CU, and a great Ralphie brings energy to everybody. So it was great to have her out with that. And we played really well. The score line, I don't know, really is indicative of the play. 1-0, which is great to get the shutout, but no shots on goal allowed. We scored a goal that was called back, but we didn't cry too much about it because we scored a goal a few minutes later. But we created a lot of chances. They have probably the best goalkeeper in the league, and she really kept him in it. So a result, once again, we had to have, and it was just a great day out of Prenham.
So no shots on goal. Talk about the defensive effort it takes to do that.
Yeah, no, I thought it started up higher up the field. I thought we were pressing the ball, we were letting it get down there. But Hannah Sharks, Hannah Cardenas, Rachel Rosen, Amaya Gonzalez, and Lawson Willis when she went in there. So those 5 kind of rotated through those spots, and they did a great job of dealing with their players. But really, we kept the ball. It was the most possession we had all year, the most passes we completed all year. So if you have the ball, you don't have to defend very much.
Right.
And I think that was probably the key to it.
Yeah, they always say the best defense is a good offense, right?
Yes.
But defensively, how has this team been throughout the season?
That was our best performance. It's been a little bit hit and miss. And in Pac-12 play, you have to get shutouts because you can't rely on getting 3 goals every game. And I think Sunday's a perfect example. We actually played better in the attack than we did against Oregon State. They were just hard to come by. So the defensive effort on Sunday was really the key to the match. We created enough probably to get 2 or 3. But if you don't let them score, if you get 1, you're going to win.
Yeah, good stuff. The Buffaloes get that 1-0 win over Oregon. All right, what's coming up for the soccer team now?
We're off to Tucson. Arizona. They had a great weekend last week. They beat USC, who was ranked 6th, and then they lost 1-0 to undefeated UCLA, who's number 1 in the country. So it's going to be a huge test for us.
All right, good luck this weekend.
Thanks, Mark.
Head coach Danny Sanchez, as we put a wrap this week at the Buffalo Stampede. I'm Voice of the Boss, Mark Johnson. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you next time.